Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made these blooms in coasters. And I'm going to be using some new epoxy resin that I just got from Amazon. And it is a part A and a part B. It's supposed to be non-toxic and actually food safe after it's cured. So I'm going to pour equal parts, and I'm doing 40 milligrams. I don't know, it's 40 on the little silicone measuring pot. The cup actually holds 100. I'm doing 40 of each, and so when I mix it, it'll be 80. So it's going to be pretty full, and when I start mixing it, I need to be careful that I don't spill it out everywhere. And you want to stir it. It says anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So I do it for 4 minutes. Mix it for 4 minutes. Part A and part B. I'm going to put a little bit of it in a little pot there, because I want to mix some white mica powder in it. I'm going to take my gold glitter and put it in the center of my mold. Actually, it's my neighbor's mold. He let me borrow it. Thank you, Lonnie. And I just put a little bit of the resin on top of my glitter. It will bubble up, so you'll have to pop the bubble and then kind of stir it up. But I'm going to go ahead and add some of my mixed epoxy in my mold. And I'm just kind of going around the edges and around the glitter there. I'm pretty much filling up my mold. This is where I add my white mica powder to that little pot there. And I did get this from Amazon. It's HTV Ront White, 50 grams of mica powder, which will probably last me forever. And you want to stir it up and mix it very well. And now what I'm going to do is take some alcohol ink, and I have a dark purple. I'm just going to put 1 drop at each petal, flower petal. So 5 drops total. And then I'm going to take the lighter purple and put it in between the other purples that I did. And I'm just going to take my toothpick and pop the bubble where the glitter is. And I'm going to take my heat gun and also pop any bubbles there is. And I also did that before I put the ink in. And maybe I didn't show that. And then I'm going to take my toothpick. Again, I am popping the bubbles around the glitter, and then I'm going around in a circle where my alcohol inks are. And I am going to try this bloom again, probably off camera, to see if I can get it to look different than it did this time. Now what I'm going to do is take my toothpick. What am I doing? Now I decided to blow it again with my heat gun to pop any bubbles. Now I take my toothpick and I'm going from the outside edge of the flower down towards the center of the flower. And I do that for each petal. And I also do it in between each petal. But I can see I missed one, the one up at the very top there. But here it is, all cured. This is the next day. And I'm just going to demold it. And you can see how most of the purple went toward the middle of the flower. I think it turned out pretty good, but I want to do it again to see if I do it a little bit differently, if it'll turn out different. So there it is. There's the glitter in the center of it, and you can see the indentations from the mold. Very smooth on top. It's not too bad. Just not exactly what I expected, but like I said, I'll try it again some other time. So here I am making the second coaster, pouring part A in the cup, and I think this time I did 35 for A and 35 for B because this is a 1-to-1 ratio. And then I'm pouring my part B into my part A. And I'm going to mix that up for 4 minutes because it says 3 to 5 and I figured 4 was a good number. Put my glitter in the center of my flower. And this is just some gold glitter. I think I got it from Hobby Lobby. Came with several tubes in the container. I'm just going to pour the rest of the resin from the previous flower in this mold. So it's just what I had left. And now I'm going to stir this up for 4 minutes. Once I get it stirred up, I'm just going to fill up my mold. And then I'm going to take my toothpick and I'm going to stir the glitter around. It does end up having a big old bubble in it. And then I'm going to take my heat gun and pop any other bubbles there may be. And I'm going to take my alcohol inks. This is Fire Opal. It's going to put 1 drop for each petal. So 5 drops total. And then my other alcohol ink is Coral. And I'm going to put it in between the others. I think the next time I make these, I'm not going to do this right here. I'm just going to leave the alcohol inks to themselves and see what happens with that. But for these, I did stir them around. And then I'm going to pour the white mica powdered resin in here. Just going around in a circle. Once I get that done, then I take my toothpick and I go the middle of the flower petal on the outside to the inside and do that on each one. And then I go in between them and do the same thing. And I cure this all the rest of that day. Oh, and I do go in a circular motion there. And the overnight. And now I'm going to demold it. So that's what the bottom of it's going to look like. See a lot of the orange congregating in the center. There we go. Again, not too bad, but not exactly what I expected. And it's very smooth on top, except where the indentations of the mold are. And you can see those around the center of the flower coming out. I like it. And now for the third one, I need to mix up some more white mica powder, because I don't have enough for the next 2 coasters. And I'm going to mix up, I think, 35, something like that, of both part A and part B. Or it might have been 30. And I do mix it up for 4 minutes. There, I know I didn't show it, but I did go ahead and put the glitter in the center and the rest of the resin that I had from the previous coaster in my mold. And then I'm just going to fill it up with this resin that I just mixed up. Just going to pop any bubbles that might be there in the glitter. Going to use my heat gun to pop any other bubbles there might be. And then I'm going to use a darker blue alcohol ink, one for each petal, 1 drop. And then I'm going to use a lighter blue in between those. The other blue was the darker one that I just put down, and this is the lighter blue. And now I'm going to put my white mica powder mixture in the circular motion all around this, just like I did the other two. Take my toothpick and go from the tip of the flower petal to the center of the flower. And then do the same thing in between each flower petal. And then I set this aside to dry for the rest of the day and overnight. Actually, it was for the rest of the day. I didn't let this dry overnight because I started it early in the morning and did all 4 of them and set them aside to cure for the rest of the day. So it wasn't 24 hours. But they were still kind of soft, so I let them then cure out of the mold overnight. So there's the blue one. Again, it feels real smooth on top. You'll have to let me know what you think of these and let me know which one's your favorite, which color you like the best. And this one's the last one. Again, doing the same thing, putting the gold glitter in the center of the mold. Now, at this point, I don't have any resin or anything in it. It's just straight on the mold. And then I'm going to pour the epoxy the resin that I had left over from the previous coaster. I'm going to go ahead and pour all of that in the mold, and then I'm going to mix up some more for the rest of the mold. Forgot to take that little top piece off. So, you know, I like this resin here. It's It seems to work really well, and it's very clear. It says it's bubble free, but basically what it is it has a lot less bubbles than other resins. But it's supposed to be free of fumes, and I didn't smell anything with it. And it's supposed to be non-toxic. And then when it cures, it is food safe. I mean, not that I'm going to put food on the coasters, but you know, if you make something else and you want to put food on it, I guess you can after it's cured. So I'm just going to finish filling up the mold with the resin. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and use my heat gun to pop any bubbles. And I'm going to use my green alcohol ink. So I have a darker one here. I'm going to put 1 drop for each petal. I mean, sometimes a couple drops comes out, but most of the time I get 1 drop for each petal. And then I'm going to take the lighter green and put it in between, just like I did the others. Now swirl it around a little bit with the toothpick. Like I said, when I do this again, I don't think I'm going to, when I make these again, I'm not going to do this and see how it turns out. Now I'm going to put the rest of the white mica resin in here, just like I did the others, in circular motion. And I'm going to take my toothpick and do each petal from the tip of the petal to the center of the flower, just like I did the others. And then go in between and do that part too. Same thing, from the outside to the center. And then I swirl the center. And then towards the evening of the same day, I am demolding it. And this one turned out a little bit different from the others. The green is further in. There's not much on the outside edges. So it's more compacted towards the center. It's not as spread out as the other ones. And there it is. So again, you'll have to let me know what you think of this project. Is this something you might try? Let me know which one you like best. The purple one, the orange one, the blue one, or the green one. I'm partial to green, so I think the green one is my favorite. And there it is. I think they all turned out pretty good, but like I said, it wasn't exactly how I thought they were going to be. But they're still nice. I still like them. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can, and I'll see you in the next video.